Good morning, friends. Welcome or welcome back if you are returning. Today is Monday. It's the 2nd of March. So we are finally in a new month. Spring is coming. And as usual, every Monday, we have a little chat here to look at what I've been doing over the past week. And that being said, I am Sen. This is my little place on the YouTubes for everything cross-stitch. Occasionally I talk about other crafts, but mainly cross-stitch because that is one of my main hobbies other than video games. So that being said, get some stitching. This might be a little longer one. I've worked on quite a few projects over the past week and we will get into that in a moment. So grab yourself a snack or something to drink and some stitchy work if you are so inclined, and then let us get straight into it. I do have a new start and quite a bit more progress on my iteration of Jessie Stubbs' Myelstönn Manor, which I have fallen into and I am very much in love with. So let me grab I have a lot of papers stacked here to go over, at least try to keep some semblance of order and structure, which is not gonna happen. Let me tell you that up front. So let us get into the new start, because finishing March's Patreon pattern obviously means that I've already started working for April ones. And if you've been around for a while, maybe you have seen some of the other ones, you might figure out what this is fairly quickly. This is my new start. And this might look familiar in layout, because this is the third in the series of seasonal samplers that I've been making. We do have autumn and winter already. Both of them have been Patreon exclusive until now. Autumn will move its way into my Etsy shop next month, when this one will become available on Patreon. This will be spring. And I do not have this printed out, so I'm not going to show you what it will look like finished. If you're curious to see it progress and what it will look like in the end, then you need to come back. Click the little subscribe down there. And you will see steady progress as the weeks go by. So I will hopefully be able to finish it by the end of March. So this one has the same layout to the sides. We do have flowers up here, and you will see what that will look like. I am waiting for a lighter color that I ordered as an alternative to the one I originally chose, just to see which one looks better, because I am stitching these in this one in DMC, and my collection of DMC is still not that large, so I'm stocking up slowly but surely. But there will be butterflies, and this one will be the first that will be a little bit different from the other two, because in the other two samplers we had a repeat of the second row that got mirrored somewhere down lower in the band sampler. But since flipping the poor butterflies on, having them fly upside down would look a little weird, this one will look a little bit different on the lower part, but you will see that when we get there. That is the new start. And now that that is done, let's get into my game stitching. So we were still in room 15. So my green gem dragon got some more work on it, but I rolled a total of 1,200 and I had 670 done on Sunday. So I went back to it on Tuesday and I did work. Let me fold it so that you can see. This is the downside of doing it like this and not on my desk. I worked threads in, let me fold it again. This is loose and it's not in a hoop. So I worked threads in down here. instead of working like on a page finish or anything. Let me grab all of these, because as I said on Monday, I believe, last week, is that all of these hanging threads were annoying me. So I've started working these in. And this is as far as I got for the remaining 600 stitches that I still had to do for this. Or about 600, 530 in total. Just working in hanging threads, nothing else. And as you can see, there's still a lot of hanging threads left that need to be worked in. Let's hold this up. So that's what I did. I'm not sure if it makes any sense to show you a before and after for this, because there was nothing down here prior to last week. So that is, and of course, if you've been following like how the game works, you would already know that that was not a milestone. Very, very obviously. And as such, I did take another point of damage on this. Let's put these away. Oh, I have too much here. And then I moved back to room number 9, like the central room here. And that was when I started rolling low, like really, really low. Because for room number 9, I only rolled 200 stitches. So you will not see a big difference on our dear. Because I was hoping to like roll a bit more so I could get either the first page done or maybe the second row of towers, but no. And I think the only thing I did with those 200 stitches is work a few threads in all the way over here. But for this I will check the before and after. Whatever. I think that I did here, that I did over here, these. But you will see in the before and after. And I will put below this. Definitely been working threads in. So that is this. And like I said, it's just 200 stitches. That is not a lot on a full coverage like this, even on a slightly smaller one. So then I moved up and opened my last room, because I'm currently still at level 1, so I can open a total of 6 rooms. We have 1 here and 5 up here. And that is the Dragon in the Winter Forest that I had also worked on Monday for leveling up my threadworker character. So it got 150 stitches on Monday for that level. And then I rolled on this another super low number, 230 stitches. So this one got 230 stitches for Myelstönn Manor. This is where it's currently at. Hope you can see it. And I do believe for this one I also just worked in threads. You can see where my hoop was. So you probably will not be seeing a big difference on the before and after for this one either. I mainly worked in threads up here, where I also put the blue lines to mark page breaks and such. But that means that I took another point of damage, which then means that my character was exhausted and I had to just go back to the starting point, losing all of my experience that I have accumulated and refilling my hit points after a rest. So we are currently back in the starting room. So this is what it looked like in the end, like all of my points of damage. I had 4 experience points. It was not enough to level up. So now I am here. And I already took a point of damage for like working on Coffee Dragon down here. So Coffee Dragon was the last one that I worked on for this round. I need to put this this piece of paper away so I do not lose it. So in room 1, because I rolled very low, again, 220 on Coffee Dragon, which also is a larger full coverage. So as you know, 220 stitches, it's not that much. And this makes me sound like a broken record. Let me show you where it's at. This is where it is at. I believe I worked a few threads in, mainly top here. So let me fold this up so I can show you better. And I still have the thread on the needle because I obviously stopped after. So I worked in a bit of stitches over here, mainly. Like all the light colors. I'm not even sure how well you will be able to see that in the before and after. But this is where this one's at. Obviously no Myelstönn. So starting off strong with a point of damage with this one. I've not been very lucky last week with my Myelstönn Manor stitching, but that's fine, we'll get there. And then I did move back up to room number 9, back upstairs. And that is where I'm currently at. I have not started on it. That is what I will be doing this week. Starting back up here, working more on the little forest lake for coverage. And because I like this game so much, and I was like, I only have 6 rooms currently. And I have a list of full coverages in that, a total of 17 projects. And it will take a while for me to reach all of these projects, right? So that will take a while. And so what am I gonna do about that, right? So I started a second round. And in that one, I chose a location with even more rooms. And I'm gonna show you, but you're not gonna see much. This is my game board for this. This is another map that I have been using in Dungeons and Dragons. And this is like a manor that has 2 floors. This is the ground floor, the top floor. Let me hold it closer. We have the ground floor. Even if you can't see much, we have the top floor. And we have the basement. I'm thinking of printing these out separately so I can put the projects on them as well, like I did with the other one. Because this is very tiny. But there is a total of 44 rooms in here. So this one's big. And what I did is I put all of my, not all, but a lot of my smaller projects in here. So I know this game is mainly made for full coverage, which is why the numbers that get rolled sometimes are really high. So for some of my smaller projects that are in here, if I roll a really high number, like in a higher 2000s, they might even get finished in 1 round. So I thought that's ideal, right? Because I have a lot of small projects I want to finish. And if I want to progress in this game and reach a lot of my smaller projects that are somewhere hidden in here, then I might get a few more finishes this year, right? So we'll see how that works out. I've already been running into a little bit of, not trouble, but I will be stuck where I currently am for a little bit. So I did start obviously in the entrance hall, here, room number 1. And in good fashion, like with the other one, and I haven't like written all of these projects on little cards like I did for the other, because the other one was 17. This is 44. The way I did this is I wrote them all down like I did for the other one, obviously, when putting, and as you can already see, there's a lot less milestones to reach for all of these because they are smaller projects. And some probably have more milestones than stitches to finish them, but we'll get there. So whenever I go into a room, like room 1, I use a random number generator to pick a number between 1 and 44. Obviously at some point I will get doubles and will need to pick again, but these are numbered. So this is 3 pages in total. You can see I stuck them together, and I needed 3 of these pages to get all 44 on. So the random number generator picked number 6. So I checked this list, which one is number 6, which was my enchanted forest baby dragon. So that one was put in room 1. So it's still random. I did not put them in the rooms. I do not know what's in the other rooms. It's one of all of these. So room number 1. I rolled, still low, a total of 180 stitches. And this one, and I just realized I haven't been showing you what the other projects will look like finished, but you've seen all of them in the previous weeks. I will edit pictures of them in. I should be able to do that. This one will look like this. I got this one off Etsy. It's from a shop named, let me see, should be on here somewhere, Graphitech. And I was stitching this. I'll show you what it looks like first. I was stitching this 1/1. However, I have been emming and awing about the coverage of this forever, ever since I started this, because I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but especially the black. The coverage on the black is not good. You see a lot of fabric through. So I have switched this to 2/1 full cross, and all of the black in here, up here, that was already stitched, and I will do the same with the black here. I did a 2-strand 10 stitch on top of these 1/1 crosses, and I will eventually also do this here. So while I was continuing to stitch here, I covered all of the already present black stitches with a 10 stitch, which I did not count as new stitches because that was just fixing. I mean, some of them I have not, because it was a little bit hard to see, so there's still some white shining through, especially up here, somewhere in the middle. You probably can't see it. I don't think the camera is picking that up as much as it will here, because it's very visible here, which was annoying me a lot. And other than that, I put 180 more stitches of black up here. So that is what I did on this one. Let's fold it back up. So that was quick and easy. Obviously no milestone reached with 180 stitches, because this is one of the larger smalls that is in here. And then I moved on to room number 5, which is this hallway here. And room number 5 has stairs leading up. It has a door leading to this smaller dining room here, and a door leading to the kitchen. So after I'm done with room number 5, I will be able to choose, am I gonna go upstairs to the dining room or to the kitchen? So, and the kitchen will lead to the basement. So we will see how we're gonna do that. So every time I want to go to the basement, I need to go through the kitchen. So I did the same thing with this one. Had a random number pick me a project. And we ended up with Autumn Window in room number 5. And this time, obviously, I did roll high. And I rolled really high. So for Autumn Window, I have to do 2,700 stitches, which is not too bad, because Autumn Window is one of the projects that has been neglected quite a bit. I don't know when I started this. It's a while ago. Let me show you what it looks like. It's a more like a classic. This is from a magazine, but I do like these. And this is not small. I do believe it has, let me see how many stitches this has. 22,431. So it's not little. So getting 2,700 stitches in will be good progress on this. We'll probably leave my list with 1 milestone. Fairly sure that's gonna get me to 10%. But I'm stitching this one 2/1 full cross on 14 count Aida. So not my favorite. It's big, and I have no intention right now of taking it out of the hoop because I'm still working on it. So far I have done 2 days of about 200 stitches each. So I still need to do over 2,000 stitches to progress to the next room. And this is what it looks like currently. But I like it. It's beautiful. Even if it's a little old-fashioned. No offense to the designer, I love it. But it looks like a classic cross stitch. It's not anything like super modern, right? And I have multiples of these windows. And I want to stitch all of them because I love them. I really like them. But there's a lot of ecru in here. Like, and this is my only gripe with these magazine patterns. They are set to be stitched on 14 count or like more like 28 count even weave, so you can stitch them 2/2. Probably mainly because of the back stitch, and so it looks nicer with the white background that's showing through. But man, this will need so much ecru. This entire frame is ecru. And I'm fairly sure at this point that I'm not gonna be, that 1 skein of ecru is probably not gonna be sufficient to stitch the entire frame of this. It might be, but I highly doubt it. So that's my one gripe with magazine patterns, because they give you obviously a list of colors that you need, but they don't tell you if you need multiple skeins. So I mean, ecru is not a color where you need to worry too much about dye lots, I would say, but we will see when we get there. But yeah, I will be working on autumn window throughout the week, so we'll see. I will just hazarding a guess, I'll probably not get to any other rooms on this round of the game, like on this second game. The first one, I will also pick up my room number 9 stitch for the other game, like the other round, which was the which is this one. All right, giving it 900 stitches that I rolled, so I can do another round upstairs. But that is all the stitching I did. Let me see if I can tell you how much in total, because this one is like my how do you say this, my spreadsheet is counting the weeks wrong. Because it will start the week at the 1st of the month, so, and then just count like 7 days and not go from Monday to Monday. And I will have to manually change all of this. But since it's already March, I can tell you how much I stitched in February in total, which is 15,873 stitches. And I believe for February, which is a shorter month, that's not too bad. I did start a total of 2 projects in February, and I worked on a total of 18 projects in February. And I do believe I had a finish as well in February, which it has not been tracked because I think I have not marked it as finished yet, since I did not put the finish date into my spreadsheet. Let's do that real quick. No, I do not need January. So I finished the frog mandala. Let's see. Where do I have it? There. I finished it on the 20th of February. So let's put the finish date in there, and then we do have a correct set of 2 starts, 1 finish, 18 projects worked on. So not too bad. And the one I worked most on in February is the Manor Forest Lake, which is my room number 9 in the middle of the Manor's top floor, and the Frog Mandala, because I started and finished that in February. So that is that. Not bad, I would say. Now we will see where March gets us. But that is all the stitching. There's not much to say about life updates. I'm heading into a busy week, so we'll see how much time for stitching I will have. I'll be working on the model stitch for next month's Patreon, and I will hopefully be also working on getting further into both of the manors that I'm working on, and maybe manage to finish those stitches and get to the next room, but I'm not so sure with the autumn window, not gonna lie. And I do have a market at this weekend on Saturday, the first this year, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully well. And I have a ton, and I mean a ton, of paperwork to do. So that's gonna take quite a bit of time away from everything else. So let's see how that goes. Other than that, I'm okay. It's not a good time currently, but we manage, as always. And yeah, if you enjoyed, it was like a lot of waffling because I'm doing game stitching. I'm not just showing you, I did this and this. So we'll see if I, how well I manage to edit, putting in the before pictures and what it's gonna look like finished and all that into this. We'll see. Maybe I'm gonna try a new thing. And if you liked what you saw, please do leave a like and subscribe if you aren't already. Also leave me a comment down below and tell me which of these is your favorite, and maybe give an estimate. Am I gonna be able to do 2,200 more stitches on autumn window by the end of this week and move on to the next room? We will see. Until then, I hope you got some stitching done. I will be having lunch now and edit this video, and then you will see it soon, later today. And I hope I will see you all again next week. Bye bye and happy stitching.